John Oaks here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City location, and today we're going to go over this very nice piece here. This is a 1963 Plymouth Sport Fury. Now this particular car, as you see it here, done in the all black here, all of the chrome, all the stainless, all of the Brightwork, all of this, when it was all restored, was brought up to AACA standards for show purposes. Now as far as what you're seeing here, the hood, this is the correct style dual scoop hood here. It's got the 383 emblems on the scoops here. That is what is underneath the hood also. So again, as I mentioned, all the trim, all the Brightwork there. You see the upper body moldings, and you also see like your rocker moldings down here. All of that is done beautifully on this car. As far as the wheels and tires, you'll notice here, they kept it very, very stock looking here. We've got the 15-inch painted steel police wheels, they call these. And then, of course, those are the dog dish style hubcaps on those. Of course, you see the Redline tires. Those do come from Coker. They're brand new Coker Redline Radial tires on this. So again, if you wanted to take it out on the road, it's going to perform for you very well because they're not the bias ply tires. They are radials. Now, as far as the sizes, a little bit different front to back, but not much different. 225 70 15s and 235 70 15s respectively, front to back on this car. Now as far as all the rest of the stuff here, you're going to see the fitment on this thing. As far as the panels, it's all going to be very, very nice panel fitment. So your elevations, your door gaps, all of this, really don't need to go over too much of this. You're going to see it in the pictures and the video, but it's all very, very nicely done on this car. You see the mirror here on the driver's side. All of the glass on the car is in excellent condition. Again, you see your Brightwork along the top edge of the door and your quarter window. We will open the door up. We're going to take a look inside. Very, very nice interior here. It's all new. You see your seat covers and your door panels, all the upholstery. You see the two-tone there, the black and the, I'm going to call it like a copper color in there. Just looks very, very nice here. We've got the factory dash. We do have instrumentation in there, a full gauge cluster, Mopar Performance, TAC and Speedo, and all SW or Stewart Warner gauges for the rest of everything. Your fuel gauge, your water temperature, oil pressure, and voltmeter. Of course, you've got the factory 4-speed center console in there too with a Hurst shifter. Door shuts real nice. Again, your gaps and elevations are dead on this car. As we walk back along, again, you're just going to look at the different emblems and so forth. Back window, same thing. I mean, nothing out of place there. The trim around the window is in great condition. All of your Brightwork along the edges of the trunk here, your chrome rear bumper, all the trim and cladding here on your tail panel, all in excellent condition. Even your tail light lenses and bezels, all of which are in great shape. Now we are going to go ahead and open our trunk up, show you what we have inside. So the trunk lock, first of all, does work. As we raise it up, you're going to see that your trunk hinges and the spring all function as they should, as they hold that big trunk lid up. The trunk pan itself, all solid, all one piece, no patching or any kind of replacement panels in here. It's all in great condition. The correct trunk splatter paint in here, the black and aqua. You also see in here they've moved the battery. Again, there's limited room up front in the engine compartment, so they've moved the battery up here, or in the back here to the trunk, along with a shut-off switch here also, so that you can turn that off whenever the car is going to be in storage and not be run for very long. Now again, you'll see your weather stripping here and seals the whole way around. These are all very nice too. Looks to be all new stuff here. They're not cracked. There's no pieces broke off of it. All nice soft weather stripping. Should keep your trunk all nice and dry. Trunk shuts very nice and easy too. As we walk around the passenger side, again, you're going to see all of your Brightwork, your trim, your moldings, all of which are in great shape. Again, same wheels, tires, Again, all of our paint work too, again, has been very nicely done. Passenger side windows, again, take note that these are in great shape. Again, there's no chips, no cracks, or even scratches that I can see in any of this. It looks to be in great condition. Again, we'll open up just to take a peek now on the passenger side. So again, you're going to see just those same, the seat covers in excellent condition, carpeting. You'll also notice that with this car on the floor, I see right there, this car does have a little bit of documentation with it. You'll see there's owner's manuals, there's different documentation as far as carburetors and parts and pieces on the car, and service manuals too. The other thing you'll notice is on our front fenders here, we do have the badging here on both sides that reads Golden Commando package on this. So again, if this had the original motor, which that's kind of giveaway to what we're going to get to here next, if it had the original motor, that would have been what that Golden Commando package was. It was a special motor package, the intake and the carburetor set up on it for performance and power. But this car again is going to have a non-original motor in it, which we're going to get to here in just a minute. So here's your front end. Obviously you've got your chrome front bumper here, the regular grille here, again that's all intact, all in good shape there. And then your headlights, it looks like they have switched out the actual headlights here to a set of the HID headlights. Of course, your center two here, you've got the blackout covers with the grills, gives it a real mean or racy look to it here. Of course, you've got your Plymouth badging here on the front of the hood. Again, this is the factory and the correct style hood for this car. You'll see your gaps the whole way around on this hood, all very uniform side to side and across the back. Now we're going to go ahead and open up our hood now, and what we do, you will see that in here we do have a 383 motor, and that's what this car would have come with. However, this is the non-original motor. It's, I believe, dated September of '66. So we're going to go down through the motor here, components that we can see and talk about. So up on top, you've got a factory style chrome air cleaner here. Right underneath that, we have an Edelbrock 1407 series carburetor. That is a 750 CFM carb. That's a single feed unit, does not have electric choke on it. Right underneath that, we've got an Edelbrock Performer RPM aluminum intake and a set of Mopar Performance finned aluminum valve covers. And again, these have the breather and the PCV valve on those. As far as underneath that, then we've got a set of ceramic coat long tube headers, dual exhaust out the back. They do have the Magnaflow mufflers on them, so again they're going to perform well and sound good. And of course they finish off in a set of tailpipes out the back of the car. Now this car has an aluminum radiator that's going to help the more efficiently cool the motor, again with a set of dual electric fans here as well. Power brakes, and those power brakes you can see back there, we've got the chrome master cylinder on them. We also have a chrome alternator here. A few little, bits and pieces on the car that are chrome and polished stainless and aluminum. We do have an aluminum radiator overflow, power steering, aluminum water pump, and as you can see throughout the engine compartment, we've got a lot of the stainless braided lines throughout the engine compartment here. They did elect to keep with the stock style distributor and coil, but they've upgraded to a set of Accel super stock 8mm plug wires on this vehicle as well. So that's pretty much everything under the hood on this car. Now this is backed by a 4-speed manual transmission. It would be the 422 new process Mopar 4-speed. And then that is backed up with the 8 3/4 Mopar rear with the 323 gear, and that is a POSI unit on this car. So as you can see, we've been around the car. Both exterior and interior are beautiful on this car. We're going to get this up on the lift next and show you how nice the underside is too. Alright, we are standing underneath our 1963 Plymouth Sport Fury now. So we're going to go through the underside here. From what I can tell, as far as the floors go in this car, this is the original floors and all of the original undercoating here that you'll see Again, it's all uniform, sprayed on pretty good there, and you can just tell that it's been on here forever. So again, just kind of goes to the condition of the car being all intact and all original underneath here. So starting up at the front here, as we always do with our front suspension, as with most all Mopar cars anyways, we've got the strut rod front suspension along with the torsion bar suspension up front. Of course, our lower control arms and upper A-arms, that's all factory stock components there. Same thing with our steering, your center link, your tie rods. Of course, all your ball joints are all intact, nicely maintained. You can tell even on your lower control arm and upper A-arm, those ball joints are in good condition as well. Your front cross member here, or K member, that's in good shape, nice and straight underneath here also. And then it will come back a little bit further here. We'll take a look at our transmission cross member as well as our front frame sections here, all of which again are nice and straight, nice and square the whole way across, the whole way up to the front as well. Now again, underneath here, the floors, again, this looks to be all of the original undercoating, which would make this all your original floors too. So you can tell everything's been sprayed uniform the whole way back through the car. As we get back here, we can see our rear frame sections now. And of course, those go all the way up over your dog legs and back to that rear bumper of the car. Again, everything's nice and square and nice and straight back here as far as the frame goes as well. Now, as far as rear suspension, obviously, you can see we've got these big multi-leaf rear suspension back here. We do have a set of air shocks back here, so that's going to help you either raise or lower the ride height on the back of the car wherever you'd like to set it. Right now it's set to where the look of the car, it looks to be setting pretty much level as far as that goes. Now, as far as the drive line goes, we do still have a 383 motor in here. However, upon looking at the numbers and the date code, it would appear that it is not the original motor for it. Dated September 66, I believe. It is a 383 cubic inch Mopar engine. This would be the original style transmission. This is a 422 new process Mopar 4-speed manual transmission here. Of course, the flywheel has the inspection cover on it here to help protect that against any dirt and debris getting into it. The drive shaft here, it's the bolt-on drive shaft. Of course, all of that comes back here. It's all balanced. So again, that's going to help eliminate any kind of vibrations in your drive line. Then as far as the rear end itself goes, this is a Mopar 8 3/4 rear. It is a POSI unit with a 323 gear in it as well. As we look underneath here, we can tell the emergency brake, it's all hooked up. All your cables are all present. Connectors, rear cables also. Brakes themselves, they are power brakes. Disc brake up front, drum brake on the rear. It is a power steering car as well, so it's got all those options. As far as your exhaust system, we've got a nice set of ceramic coat long tube headers coming down into our dual exhaust. All the way back here, we've got a set of Magnaflow mufflers. So number one, you know that the exhaust is going to perform well. Number two, it's going to sound very good with those Magnaflow mufflers. Of course, then we have the tailpipes up over top the rear end housing and all the way out the back with a set of exhaust tailpipe extensions back there as well. As far as wheels and tires, we've gone with the classic looking Coker Redline tire. They are radials, all new, and again, the Coker is just the name, the company that has the molds for these. They are BF Goodrich Silver Town tires, I believe is what they're called. The fronts are 225 70R15s. The backs are 235 7015s. So just a little bit of difference there, but the treads are all the same front to back. The fuel tank, all new back there, and it's a stock fuel tank. As far as fuel pumps go, we do notice that we have a Jegs electric fuel pump back at the tank. That's probably used, I'm going to guess, just kind of as a primer to get the fuel up to the mechanical fuel pump, which it still retains on the engine. Other things to kind of quickly mention, it does have an oil filter relocation kit on it, so it gets the oil filter in a more accessible area for you as well. All of our rockers are in great shape, pinch welds are good, brake line's great. You can even see they went with the heavy duty stainless braided line back here for your fuel line right along the pinch welds there too. So that's pretty much it for underneath our Sport Fury here.